Remember, it's all on you. Hundreds of listeners right now.
We are back in Akron. John Beltran with Greg Gatto and Matt Jarrell as the Bee Digger boys will take on the Akron Rams. And we know one thing. This will be and this is no knock on well, it is a little bit of a knock on the first game, but that was expected. This will be considerably a better game, but you've got the roster right in front of you there, Greg, and I know this Akron team, they lost Gordon Herder and a couple of key players, so it looks like they've got some youth that they'll have on this particular team as well, as was the case with the girls.
Well, they've got 4 seniors is all, and quite a few juniors, so, they are pretty top-heavy, so we'll see how that plays out.
Well, and we know for Brush, just like we mentioned with Maddie Rule and the girls, I mean, here, this team, you don't say a team belongs to a certain player, but Ryan Dunker got a lot of playing time as a freshman.
Yes.
And when this team went to the state tournament, so you know that number 5 out there, he's got to get the job done this year. In fact, I'm sure he's expecting a big season out of himself.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you have Ben Brown, Adrian Lopez, and you have Gunnar Guzman. You've got quite a few seniors on this team that should step up. And what are we looking at seniors here for Brush?
Well, those 4 that you mentioned are seniors. I don't know how many more they have. I think Salcedo's a junior. He got quite a bit of playing time last year.
Right.
But here's the thing. Gunnar Guzman, he is really the key low post player. They're going to be collapsing on him quite a bit. Gunnar Guzman will have as good a season, I think, as his outside shooting helps him, because if the shooting is not there, they're just going to break him down low.
Right.
And let him shoot from the outside. Let the opposing teams will let them shoot. So the Bee Diggers have got to hit their shots, because they're not the tallest team in certain areas. They do have some beef, but we're not. I don't think they're looking at a phenomenal low post. Guzman certainly has a lot of talent.
Right.
So he's going to need some help there.
And that's something that could be a positive. It could be a negative too, with the lack of height. You get some bigger guys. You start playing against bigger teams. Defensively, you have to take a different route for that. But offensively, you can pull them out, bring those big guys out away from the basket, and opens up a lot more for your outside game, and you'll be able to get a lot of cutters and guys diving in the basket. So that's always a good part of it too.
Yeah, no doubt about that. All right, we'll get to the starting lineup here momentarily for both teams. The head coach of the Bee Diggers is Tyrone Whipple. And Sean Randall. Well, I think Sean Randall won a state title at East. I think he was at East for a while. And when he had the Clarkson boy here,
right,
he was very good. Of course, I don't know if they've had anybody who could shoot the ball like Brady Bear did a few years ago. He played at Northeastern for a while.
Yeah, he went on to shatter him, but yeah, he could definitely put the ball in the basket and set quite a few records here.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, he was fun to watch. Now, the Bee Diggers did win this matchup 1 year ago, and the Bee Diggers are dressed in their home, or their road maroons, I should say, Akron in their home white, so same uniform color style as we had in the previous game here, which the girls of Brush won 62-24. All right, the starting lineup for the Bee Diggers brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan, proud to be Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan, locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush. Available 24/7 for your banking needs. Equitable Savings and Loan with junior Armando Salcedo and seniors Ryan Dunker, along with Adrian Lopez, Gunnar Guzman, and your fifth player, number 21 there, Greg?
Jose Campa?
Jose Campa, yeah. I believe I think he's a senior. Is he not a senior?
He is a senior.
Okay. All right, let's get to the starting lineup here for the Akron Rams. Jose Martinez. Oh, check that. Isaiah Herder, along with Raul Alvarez. Jaden Hottinger. And the front court is Dawson McMillan. And a senior in Gabe Chapin. Opening tip is brought to you by Buildings by Design, the experience to complete your project from start to finish. Get the quality you deserve in your building by starting your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. Greg will make this a team effort, but you can take it away here with the opening tip, and Gunnar Guzman out there, met by the Akron Ram counterpart,
Dawson McMillan.
Yep.
So
expect the speed of this game to be pretty rampant.
It'll be a lot quicker,
to say the least.
Hold on, Matt.
Yeah. Stay with us here, Matt.
Guzman wins the tip. Gets it over to Dunker. Dunker gets it to Lopez. Going up top. A spread offense. Akron's man-to-man. Saucedo goes in off the rim. Rebound to Hottinger. It's over to Chapin.
And
Up to Alvarez.
Yeah, this team can pass pretty well, too.
They do.
A lot of this. And the ball goes right through Chapin's hand, out of bounds there. By the way, big happy birthday to my buddy. He's been a friend of mine for, it was 1978. Rock Mathis, now living in Georgia. Brush is his third favorite high school. His favorite is where he went to school in Miami at Palmer, then his son at Frederica Academy in St. Simon Island in Georgia. And now here at Brush. So happy birthday, Hoss. I won't tell you how many birthdays you've had, anybody listening out here, but one of my close buddies who I cherish forever as Akron comes up with a steal there.
Goes out of Chapin. Over to Hottinger for three. And it's good.
Boy, that was a wide-open look. The B-Diggers have got to rotate on defense. If not, they're going to get plenty of those open looks as Akron scores the first points of the game here. 6:45 to go in the opening quarter. The Rams lead 3-0.
Dunker over to Lopez. Guzman's got the ball and feeds it inside to Campa. Three for Saucedo. Banks it in for three.
Yeah, on that right wing. We know he didn't mean that, Greg.
No, he didn't.
But so what, But that's
still
what
counts the same.
Yeah, you still need those outside shots to open up the inside game.
Yep.
Boy, they're moving this ball around quickly, are the Rams.
Baseline jumper from Herder was off. The Hottinger gets it. Double dribbles. Rush ball.
Yeah, the first turnover of the game, I believe, Matt, yeah. Or they got two. Two for Akron and one for the B-Diggers.
6:05 here in the first.
Yeah, we'll be indoctrinating Matt Jarrell into all our proceedings here.
Lopez brings it down to the wing over to Saucedo. To Guzman in the corner, brings it up. Down to Saucedo in the corner. Couple dribbles.
Now the ball is loose out of bounds in front of the Akron bench, and they retain possession. Or the B-Diggers do, I should say. But did you see there were two posts in the same area? That's what confused me there with Campa and Guzman. But Brush still has the basketball with Dunker on the right wing here.
Yeah, high-low with some cutters. Nice cut by Saucedo, and play up for two.
That's off the bounce pass from Dunker, and the B-Diggers now lead 5-3 here in the opening quarter, 5:27 to go.
Saucedo gets a steal there and a foul on Chapin, it looks like.
And that's turnover number 3. Number 3 there for the Akron Rams. Again, a big happy birthday to my good buddy, Rock Mathis. I wished him a shout-out earlier, but I don't think he was tuning in. Of course, available on the TuneIn app as well as that entry pass goes to everybody. And then Dunker tries to hit the 3.
Off, but Campa gets it. He's fouled going back up.
And that'll be the first free throws of the game. So happy birthday, Hoss, my good buddy, for the last, man, we're going on 40 years soon. I believe 2018 will be 40 years. Can you believe, Greg, somebody's tolerated me for that long? But you got to...
Staying quiet.
Yeah, thank you. Jeez. Wow.
Campa makes the first free throw.
You know, sometimes the bigger insults are things that are not said. But, yeah, well, my buddy Rock can attest to that as well. He can attest to that. We've had some great times. But now at an advanced age, as the second free throw is missed, the B-Diggers leading 6-3. 5 minutes to go in the first. We've slowed it down, although he hasn't. He's gone to more Mardi Gras in the last 10 years than I've been in the previous 20.
Alvarez missed a three. Campa with the rebound. It's out to Dunker. Dunker brings it down. Nice pick and roll. Campa with the roll and finger roll in.
I tell you, when you do a proper pick and roll like Campa did, he was basically attached to the defender's body, and he spun off of that and was able to score off the glass, and the B-Diggers lead by 5, 4.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter.
Herder with the three attempt, no.
Boy, the B-Diggers are not boxing out, and then there's the putback off the
McMillan gets his own miss and gets the bucket and line for one.
That should be 8-5 on the board there with McMullen's shot, and the B-Diggers committing a foul committed by Campa with 4:22 to go in the opening quarter, and Brush up by 3. And what could be a game, we'll see if it flows like this. It could go down to the wire. They got to box out a little bit better.
Free throw's good.
B-Diggers have led here in the opening quarter for the first 3 minutes and 40 seconds, but they got to get this offense going as Ben Brown is checking in.
Got a weave going. Guzman dribbles in, about to Dunker in the. Not sure where Dunker was going with that.
Yeah,
across the court.
Yeah, he was in the right. He threw almost like a baseball bounce pass. He was looking for a cutter down low, because if that was for Guzman, it was way too big of a bounce. It almost looked like that should have gone to the opposite end. Anyway, the Rams are looking to tie it on this possession. And nearly a throwaway for Akron.
McMillan inside again. Easy two.
Well, he scored there about 6 passes that led to that little turnaround from a few feet away off the glass, and now Akron has rallied to tie the game at 8 with 3:20 to go here in the opening quarter as Guzman drives right baseline.
Dunker misses a three.
Yeah, not enough legs on that three-pointer as the Rams come up with a rebound.
Yes. Alvarez loses off the dribble out of bounds.
Now we got a couple of B-Diggers checking in. Is that Eli Urich in there, I believe, for Brush, who's now a senior. In fact, they've got a few changes. Roberto Martinez out there with Dunker, Brown, and also out there, well, let's see who 13 is. You might
Alfonso Saucedo.
Yeah, I didn't put him down there on that particular roster. And, of course, Eli Urich as Dunker is the ball in the right corner.
15 pull-up doesn't go.
Boy, the Rams have some beat down there, coming down with a rebound, still deadlocked at 8. 2:42 to go first quarter. In the second half of the doubleheader, the Lady B-Diggers won the opening game 62-24, and the B-Diggers commit a foul on the other end. And that is Roberto Martinez with a trip in the lane. That's Brush's second team foul, equaling Akron's total. Looks like Tyrone Whipple might clear the bench a little bit more here in the opening quarter. Yep, kicking violation.
Marcus Contreras in for Dunker.
This is the one guy that Coach Whipple was talking about last year, Greg, that if he can get that left-handed shot going for the outside, he could stretch out that defense.
Absolutely.
Boy, Alvarez tried to force it in there. And a mess down low as the B-Diggers trying to come up with a steal, but
Akron keeps the ball.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to force it inside. That's not happening there. But the ball went off a B-Digger out of bounds, and the Rams retained possession. 2:28 to go in the first, deadlocked at 8. Herder there with that jump shot.
Floater.
In and out, yeah, the floater. But he
gets his own rebound.
Yeah, the B-Diggers didn't block him out. Now he's wide open.
Three, just off Ben Brown, the rebound. And he's fouled by Gomez.
You know, the one thing with Ben Brown, not the biggest guy, but knows very well how to use his body. because he shielded two defenders right there beautifully. And now the Beat Diggers have the ball with 2:07 to go in the opening quarter, deadlocked at 8 from Akron. And Roberto Martinez engineering the point guard duties. I haven't seen Salcedo play at all. He's got the ball now back out to Brown. Now they're talking about going through that weave you mentioned there.
Brown, a nice pull-up from the elbow, but he's off.
And the Rams come away with a basketball. Wide open for Alvarez, but that one is missed. And then the entry pass is poked out of bounds by Urick. But you know, this is the one thing. The offenses are still behind the defenses.
They are. And it's going to be sloppy here in the beginning.
And that's the point of the sloppiness right there. A steal in the backcourt. Now the ball is loose as Salcedo loses it. The team
back.
Yep, they exchange.
Ben Brown gets it back.
Oh, my gosh. And then he double dribbled. We essentially had 4 turnovers there, 2 by each team in a span of about 10 or 15 seconds, if even that. Now, this is what was happening in the girls' game in the opening half where there was little flow.
Brush is going full court now.
Yep, and they come up with a steal in the front court from the sophomore Salcedo with 1:03 to go. Still tied at 8. We haven't had any scoring in the last 2+ minutes.
Marcus Contreras is off.
Boy, but in and out on that three-pointer, nearly was able to nail it. Herder comes up with a rebound.
Cutting McMillan. Urick with the foul.
But these are where you see the better passes, especially early in the season, not necessarily in the half-court game. That was more of a full-court type of set there, just running, and a nice cut to the basket as McMillan will shoot the free throws. And he drills the first. Serving Northeast Colorado and in Fort Morgan and Sterling, Trans-West Chevrolet Buick, a great selection of new and used vehicles. Second free throw is missed, and then we've got, what do we have here?
Got a ball rolled on the court.
Yeah, Beat Diggers came up with a rebound. I think it was grabbed either by Urick or Contreras. So Rush will have the ball down by a point with 48.9 seconds to go here in the opening quarter in Akron.
Martinez dribbling up top. Takes down the lane. Floater doesn't go.
Boy, that was a pretty move, though, but he couldn't finish. And again, there's an aggressive foul there. That's
Contreras.
Well, the ball handler there, Jaden Hottinger, I mean, he was not going to be denied at least the right side of that baseline there. Akron looking to extend the lead, but there's another steal here by Salcedo, but he's got a 1-on-2.
Full.
Yep, he didn't have the numbers, threw up an air ball, but there's Ben Brown, and he's fouled. Wow.
Oh, he came out of nowhere to grab that one.
Now, Ben Brown will now go to the line to shoot 2. Coons Pump and Well Supply in Atwood is your groundwater professional that can offer many choices from repairs to your farm and domestic wells to installing new systems. And did that free throw hit the bottom of the net without hitting the top? Yeah, I put my head down for a second. I think Brown is certainly embarrassed by that miss. Now let's see if he bends his knees a little bit more here just to get some.
I think the refs were embarrassed for him, too.
Momentum on the free throw. All right, this is Brown to tie the game here with 11.3 seconds to go in the opening quarter. That one is perfect, and we're deadlocked at 9. And the Beat Diggers, as Greg mentioned, applying the pressure in the backcourt.
Three-pointer by Herder is off.
Yep. That's the end of the opening quarter with the score. Brush 9, Akron 9 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. All right, we start the second quarter in Akron. Isaiah Herder just scored for Akron. Then the Beat Diggers threw it away. 11-9 Akron, 7:34 to go second quarter. John Beltran with Matt Gerald and Greg Gatto. Greg, take it away there.
Okay, we got Akron moving the ball. They've been moving the ball really well. Everybody's moving.
Yeah, they're not standing around. They're executing this way, but that was
turnover on Hottinger. Saucedo loses it, goes out of bounds off of Hottinger.
Well, there's Saucedo's just got to protect the basketball a little bit. That should have been an easy layup.
Yeah, he was dribbling that a little wide and paid for it.
The Bee Diggers retained possession, though.
And with Dunker. One thing with Brush's offense right now, they are doing a lot of standing, not helping the guy with the ball out.
Boy, Lopez with a nice drive to the basket. He's fouled, and that's going to be on the shot on Herder. So now Adrian Lopez, who's quite the athlete himself, he will shoot two to tie this game nearly 1 minute into the second quarter.
Makes first. Kind of took that in like he was running football.
It did. You're right. It did look. Yeah, he was corralling the basketball and using his body as a shield. And his second free throw is short, but there's a lane violation there on the Bee Diggers. Premier Farm Credit has been proudly supporting agriculture in rural communities for over 100 years, and their cash patronage dividend program sets them apart from their competition. Premier Farm Credit, Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke.
Akron comes in, shape, and takes it down on a fast break. Brush caught sleeping there. 13-10 Akron.
6:43 to go.
Six to dribble up at half court. Dunker moving. Gets it to Gunnar Guzman. Nice entry pass. And the Campa throws it away to Herder. 2-on-1 break. Sato fouls him on that one.
On that drive to the basket, and talk about using your body well. Herder kind of shielded himself from the defender and drew the contact. And now we have a Bee Digger timeout. That Bee Digger timeout brought to you by State Farm Insurance. When you're looking for someone to walk you through the insurance world, turn to the office of Greg Mullen and Brush. Home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call, 842-4555. Well, let's see. You know what? I think it's going to be the first team to establish anything on offense consistently.
Absolutely. And, there's a lot of sloppiness right now. It's supposed to be expected for a first game, but
well, and the thing with basketball at the high school level, it's like two different seasons. Your late November, December season, especially with that separation between your last game on December the 16th and your first game like 3 weeks later, it's tough to establish any sort of rhythm and consistency.
Yeah, it's tough. And, with them coming off football not too long ago, and, you're bouncing back and forth, but Herder makes first. Misses the second. Campa gets the rebound over to Dunker.
14-10 Akron, 6:22 to go second quarter.
Dunker's got it up top. Getting a little more movement here. Lopez on the drive. Fouled on the floor. Lopez is attacking the basket aggressively.
He's one of two players that can really draw fouls. Him and Dunker, as well as they both handle the ball, they can draw fouls. And right now, Akron's got 16 fouls, so the Bee Diggers could be shooting quite a few free throws here over the final 6 minutes and 10 seconds. They just have to draw one more to at least force a 1-and-1.
Dunker's got it on the wing. Try the pick and roll to Guzman, and
Guzman had the ball bounce off his leg. That's a nice play by Jaden Hottinger. And the one thing Guzman's going to have to do with a lower body is create a little separation between himself and the defender, because that ball was knocked away.
Hey, you got to be strong with your legs.
Well, that's a nice save-in by Akron. And then McMullen is fouled on the turnaround.
Fouled by Guzman.
Akron's looking to go on a little run here, up 14-10 with 5:47 to go before the break. And for Guzman, that's his first foul. B&J Plumbing and Sterling, for your complete plumbing repairs and services, including hot water, radiant floor heating since 1961.
Jeremiah Donia is in for Adrian Lopez.
And the first free throw was made by McMullen, so it's a 5-point lead.
Next second.
Took a high bounce off the back of the rim, and all of a sudden Akron's on a 6-0 run.
Saucedo for 3 off the front of the rim.
They got numbers
3 on 1, 3 on 1. Chapin goes up, goes underneath the basket. Alvarez up again.
Well, the B-Diggers got to come up with the basketball. That's 3 boards already here in this sequence, and now Alvarez has got the ball. Well, you're right, Greg. This team knows how to move the ball around. Look at that jump pass over there now to Alvarez.
They're all moving, and they know where each other are. Ottinger with a nice move into the basket. Gets it and fouled.
And he's fouled over there by Jose Campa. That should be his second. And now it's an 18-10 lead. Akron's on an 8-0 run with 5:05 to go in the second. This is 10-10 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Otis, as well as KSIR.com. And right now the B-Diggers are in some trouble here in the second quarter, down by 8. In fact, they've only scored 1 point in this quarter.
Free throws off. Ben Brown, the rebound. Dribbling up the right. Picks over Dunker. Dunker drives.
Boy, that's a wide open layup.
Off the iron.
The B-Diggers will come up with...
Akron just threw it away.
Yep.
Donia's going to the basket. Fouled on the floor. Fouled by Herder.
That's his second. Yeah.
So we got both teams in the 1-1 now.
Well, how many free throws have the B-Diggers attempted here? Looks like they're shooting 500 here at the line. They should be up to about 12 or 13 free throws by the time this half is over.
Donia's makes the first.
And that stops an 8-0 run. It's 18-11 in favor of Akron.
Next second. Ottinger bringing it down. Ooh, goes off the shape, and Ben Brown there hustling. Brush is in a matchup zone here. Ball goes off of McMillan.
Yeah, that was an entry pass from the right corner, and McMullen couldn't handle it. Now the B-Diggers are looking to go on a run of their own. They haven't had a field goal in a while. They just had 2 free throws, but it's been in fact, they haven't had a field goal this quarter. The 3 points have all been from the line, and we're nearly midway through the quarter.
See if they can get some movement here. Dunker for 3. Good. Ryan Dunker with the 3 to kind of stop some bleeding there.
Yep, on that right wing. First field goal of the quarter for Brush. They're in a 5-0 run down by 3.
So Adam Akron, they get their big guys in there. They keep forcing that inside.
Well,
Herder with a 3.
That is great ball movement. I mean, Herder was open. It wasn't because of the Brush defense. They just kept moving that ball around, and he was open on the back end.
They had probably 20 passes there. Dunker's feeling it. Goes from the elbow. Good.
B-Diggers down by 4, 21-17, 3:35 to go in the second. And Chapin, yeah, he puts up a long
backboard.
Well, now Brush will have a shot here. Both teams are getting a little bit outside happy here, but they've been going down recently. And with 3:29 to go second quarter, the B-Diggers down by 4. They'll have the basketball, and here comes Jeremiah Donius.
It's over Dunker.
Boy, that's a strong move by Saucedo. Fouled along the baseline.
Fouled by Alvarez.
And for Alvarez, that's his first, the team's 8th. So another 1-1. Serving Northeast Colorado for 3 generations. Hilltop Garage. Call 522-5757.
Ooh, Banks on a free throw.
Yeah, I think your better description was when you said, ooh.
It was a little hard.
Yeah, but it was straight.
Goes on the back of the rim on that one. Off Ottinger's foot from Akron, brush ball.
As they went into the bench, so the B-Diggers are now on a little bit of a run here. They were down 18-10.
Down to 3 now. Donius takes it in all the way.
With the left hand, and he laid it in. B-Diggers on a 10-3 run, 21-20.
McMillan in. It's up short.
Yeah, I think it was partially blocked, and Dunker trying to get the B-Diggers the lead. That's not a smart pass there. It was kicked. Trying that baseball bounce pass, but there were like 3 bodies there, and Dunker was lucky that it did get kicked by somebody because that could have been an easy turnover. Barstow retains possession.
Salcedo at the free throw line. Over to Urick. He tries to bank one in.
Yep. Herder has the rebound, then his floater's up and he misses.
Oh boy. Gets his own rebound.
Well, the B-Diggers missed it there. Ottinger misses a 3, and then Akron commits the foul on that miss. So that'll be the 19th foul. Let's see who commits the foul for Brush, or for Akron, I should say. Is that Martinez?
No, that's Chapin.
Chapin. Check that.
That's his 3rd.
There's not even a Martinez on Akron. I was looking at Alvarez, yeah, so Chapin's going to find a seat on the bench. Dunker's an excellent free throw shooter, but I said that too early. He just missed.
Salcedo gets a big rebound there.
This will be the double bonus. 10th foul committed by Akron in the opening half. And I think Herder has committed that one. That should be at least his 3rd. Well, this is setting the stage here for later moments of the game.
Absolutely.
Because you're having foul trouble with at least 2 players. And you know that Lopez is aggressive, and the B-Diggers have been getting physical here to get back into the game down by 8 at one point. They've gone on a 10-3 run as Akron calls a timeout, and we'll keep it right here. In the waning moments here of the second quarter, the girls won earlier tonight, 62-24. A local family-owned business dedicated to excellent electrical services, Expert Electric. And you're looking for fast, friendly service, choose Expert Electric, 522-1781. And when you need ice, don't settle for any old frozen water. Get AC Ice. You can find it at any local grocery or convenience store near you. That's AC Ice.
I think, John, with the rebounding, been a big part of Brush's comeback here.
Yeah, because there was a stretch there. They were getting out-rebounded, but now they've been hitting the boards hard. And, in fact, the B-Diggers were down, and they had more team fouls than Akron at one point. Now Akron has committed 3 more than Brush, so the B-Diggers are playing a cleaner brand of basketball on the defensive end.
A lot of those fouls have been on the rebounds, too, which is, one thing leads to another.
The Salcedo free throws in and out. Well, I think what started that was when Ben Brown got fouled. And all of a sudden it created a little bit of a domino effect because that was off the rebound, one of the rebounds that you're referring to. Boy, but the free throw shooting's got to get better. They miss another free throw, but Lopez grabs this rebound, and Greg, the offense resets.
Armando goes in. Picks up a foul on Alvarez. That's 2 on him.
Boy, but this is the difference, is those rebounds and subsequent fouls. Now let's see if he can at least tie the game. Wow. Another miss there. The B-Diggers have missed at least 3 in a row, if not more. Another shot to tie the game.
Got that one. 21 apiece. 2:15 to go in the first half. Ottinger to head it. Alvarez for three.
On the left wing, a perfect feed from Isaiah Herder, and Akron is back up by 3, 24-21. Alvarez is his first three of the game. Nope, it's an offensive foul. Yeah, which is also a turnover. That's on Salcedo, setting an illegal screen, it looks like. And the B-Diggers have mixed it up defensively, Greg. They picked up full court earlier, and now they're backing off a bit.
They have, and I think that's helped them out a lot because you get a little bit of a rest, and you focus more on the basket and protecting it. Alvarez from the wing missed that one. Dunker the rebound. Kicks it ahead to Saucedo. Misses it.
And then Hottinger in midair threw it off the chest of Adrian Lopez out of bounds. So Akron has the basketball. That was a very athletic move there for Jaden Hottinger, and now they're looking to build a three-point lead. But again, Brush had the chance there with Salcedo. They missed a lot of shots down low. Boy, Sean Randall barking out instructions.
Herder for three from the corner.
How many is that for him, Matt? At least a couple of threes there. Yep. Man, he's got 8 points in the quarter, and Akron leads by 6.
Turnover by Saucedo. Hottinger with the layup. 8-point lead now for Akron.
And it's an 8-0 run.
Lopez takes it in, goes strong, and gets the bucket.
Man, he uses his body so well to score there on that double clutch in midair. 29-23.
Turnover by Akron. Gomez threw that one away. You see a lot that Akron is getting a lot of numbers down. We got a lot of 3-on-2s and 3-on-1s.
Well, and at some point, the B-Diggers have got to get back, and that time they did a better job there, and now they can make this a 4 3-point game. Looked like a pick and roll there, but the B-Diggers retain it here. Now Dunker trying a three on the right wing, and that's in and out.
Lopez going for the rebound, fighting for it. Akron ball.
Yep, there was a ram there as well. And Drake Miller, he was down on the floor wrestling there for the ball.
First picking up full court now, and 10 seconds left. Dunker with the steal. Dunker for three. That's the way to finish off a half with a three-pointer from Ryan Dunker.
About a 22 or 23-foot three, so the B-Diggers were down by 8 moments ago, but they closed the half on a 6-1 run. And with the score, Akron 29, Brush 26. You're listening to Brush B-Digger Basketball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. All right, we'll start the third quarter. Armando Salcedo to throw it in with Adrian Lopez, Jose Campa, Ryan Dunker, and Gunnar Guzman for Brush. Greg, take it away.
Akron comes out man-to-man. We got Adrian Lopez up top. Moves it over to Dunker on the right wing. A little bit of standing. Dunker dribbles around. Back to Lopez on the right wing. He drives again strong. Doesn't go. Ball's on the floor. Ball's still on the floor. Gunnar Guzman with it. Puts it back up. Doesn't go. And seems like Alvarez from Akron gets a rebound with
Lopez
with
his first foul. Boy, that was a physical 20 seconds.
That was pretty intense there. Got Herder with the ball over to Alvarez. Brush in full court man, and Mondo Saucedo with the foul there, reaching foul.
Yeah, it's Hottinger, Alvarez, Herder, McMullen, and Chapin, the 5 starters for Akron here, holding a 3-point lead 30 seconds into the third quarter.
Probably not a foul you want to have that far away from the basket. Dunker with the steal. Dribbles in the lane, kicks out to Lopez. Lopez for three. Good.
I tell you, he looks like he's been working on his release. That was a very smooth release, a little bit different than last year's. That looked like a natural 3-point shot. Now we're tied at 29.
Give him a lot of time. Rush isn't getting back, though, and Akron had a 2-on-1, and McMillan travels on that one.
Boy, that should have been an easy 2, but they commit the violation. Now the Bead Diggers, who are on a nice run here, going back to the opening half, could retake the lead.
Lopez gets out with Salcido for 3. That was off the back of the rim. Akron gets the rebound. First playing pressure. Oh, Dunker with the steal there. Dunker pulls up for 3 on 2-on-2. Misses. Tampa with the rebound. Baseline shot no good. McMillan with the rebound. Loses it. Ottinger gets the back. Takes it full length of the court. Goes up. It looks like Adrian Lopez picks up his second.
Yeah, he did. It was one of those where he kind of leaned and then leaned back trying to say, hey, I didn't commit the foul, but he did make a little bit of contact there.
So Ottinger goes to the line. Hits the back of the iron on that one.
Groceries, fresh cut meat and deli items, Floral Pharmacy, Western Union, Public Service Payments, 24-hour gas, Brush Grocery Cart at 1302 West Edison Street in Brush.
Ooh, hits the back of the rim on that one, too.
Yeah, missed 2 of them pretty badly, especially that second one, but they get the rebound back, and now Herder resets.
So Ottinger for 3 from the corner and misses. Dunker to rebound.
Well, that's a great
got
box
guys
out.
all over him.
Yep.
Great pass to Campa, lays it up. Good. Brush takes the lead, 31-29.
I mean, that was a Chris Paul type of pass there. A beautiful baseball bounce pass.
Not getting back, though. Chapin, misses the layup. McMillan's there to put it back. Brush is not getting back.
Yeah, they celebrated that score too easy there, and it's tied at 31 with 5:53 to go in the third.
Lopez with the ball top. Dunker trying to direct traffic from the wing. Campa trying to do the pick and roll, but gets it out to Brown, over to Guzman, to Lopez, driving in.
Yeah, it's a defensive foul. Again, Lopez using his body because it looked like Hottinger tried to sell the offensive foul, but indeed it's a shooting foul. And let's see, for Hottinger, I don't know how many he's committed here. They haven't put it up on the board. I think they said 14, not 13.
13.
Oh, it is Alvarez. Okay, that'll be his third. And now Adrian Lopez to shoot a deuce.
Makes the first one. Placido comes in for Gunnar Guzman. Lopez for the second. Makes that one. Brush 33, Akron 31, 5:39 to go in the third. Little jump trap. Herder gets around that pretty easily. Little floater in the lane is good. Ties it back up. Tucker brings it down. Over to Brown. Top of the key. Campa at the elbow gets it out to Saucedo on the wing. He drives. And the bucket.
And he went glass that time, and he drew the contact, and that time it was Hottinger.
That was a nice soft shot there.
Yep. And the Bead Diggers should lead by 2 there. It hasn't been put up on the board. They counted the basket. That should be. There you go. Boy, they're taking a while. I've noticed that tonight. They're not exactly putting up these points quickly, and that free throw is around and no good.
No good. Akron now has 3 guys with 3 fouls. 3 of their starters. Placido with the steal.
Well, he banked, he scored, but then we had a foul after the basket, so the Bead Diggers are up by 4. And again, the points are not on the board for some reason. Points should be on the board. That foul was on.
It was on a Hottinger for his 4th.
But the basket counts. They got to count the basket. The basket counts. That should be 37-30. Somebody's got to say something there. That basket is good. That occurred after. I mean, who's keeping score there? This is pretty obvious. That basket counted. The foul was after the basket. Now they're having a debate. I mean, Greg, is this rocket science or what? I mean, you score, the foul is called. Come on, this shouldn't take more than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
They finally got it on the board, but, I think that's more the scorer's table. We've seen it more than once.
The foul occurred after the basket, but before they even took it out.
Right. But they just put the points up like 5 seconds ago. Now Dunker's got it with the Big Diggers up by 4.
Leans in, draws the foul on the shot.
Well, he got the defender in the air.
Alice Hottinger. And he is fouled out with 4:55 to go in the third.
The Big Diggers were down 28-20. Now they've gone on a 17-5 run and are looking to extend that run with Ryan Dunker, the senior, at the line. From breakfast and snacks to perfectly brewed coffee and teas, Willow Coffee and Bake Shop. When you're looking for fast, friendly service, or check that, 921 Edison Street in Brush. That's Willow Coffee and Bake Shop. They've got gift items as well.
Dunker misses the first.
He's a better free throw shooter than that. That one he pulled up short on.
So we'll see how this plays out with Hottinger, who's most active for Akron being out of the game right now.
Well, that's the thing. In Class A basketball, your depth is not as prevalent as it is in higher classifications.
Dunker hits the second. Giving him a 5-point lead. Rush keeping the full court pressure on.
No, that's not a good foul by Brown. I mean, that's 70 feet away from the basket. Got to back off there. And for the Bee Diggers, they've committed their 14th foul.
And 2 of them this quarter have been in that exact same spot.
Yeah, I mean, that's a foul that you want to stay away from. It's only Brown's first foul, but again, the team foul is what matters more here.
Chapin has a corner. Turns it over, throwing in the backcourt.
Sean Randall wants a timeout. We'll keep it right here. 4:40 to go in the third. Akron had the lead on Brush, but the Bee Diggers now lead 38-33. And, I mean, there's obviously a few differences. First of all, the turnovers that Akron has committed, a couple here. Obviously that one. But the Bee Diggers are getting physical, and they've come up with some nice plays in the backcourt defense, the front court defensively, and obviously they have enough shooting here. And here's the one thing. You mentioned the 14 free throws in the opening half. They've gotten to the line a little bit here. In fact, they've attempted, 4 free throws and made 3. So that's a huge difference. You go from shooting 57%, even though it's a limited sample size here in the third quarter, to 75%.
Well, and the other thing, too, is with the senior Ryan Dunker. He's very, he's a very smart player, and he's drawing those fouls. He drew that fifth on Hottinger pretty easily, and playing more with his head than he is his body right now. And getting these guys into foul trouble has been a pretty positive thing for Brush on this.
Well, and that was the key that we mentioned at halftime. They were able to accomplish that here in the third quarter. Didn't have to wait for the fourth. Now you got Martinez, Alfonso Salcedo, Dunker, Urich, and Brown for Brush. And Dunker, what a feed to Urich.
And he gets the finger roll in.
Off the glass with a left hand, the Bee Diggers have their biggest lead of 7. Boy, they're Chapin for a wide-open 3, and he missed it, and then fouled in the backcourt is Martinez. And
fouled by Gomez.
And Gomez didn't play at all in the opening half.
We haven't even played 4 minutes, and there are 5 team fouls. We're shooting free throws quite a bit here.
Well, we'll be here till 10 o'clock if that continues.
And Dunker travels with the ball.
He just kept going. Did you see, by the way, this is like a month and a half ago, Russell Westbrook for Oklahoma City hit the ball in the backcourt. He took like 8 steps. He carried the ball.
Not traveling in the NBA.
Yeah, well, actually, you're right. It's a good point, Greg. And they didn't call it right away, by the way. It took him a while to call it. And now Herter just shuffled his feet. Well, that's a lot of turnovers in the quarter. That's 5 for Akron in the quarter, 20, or actually 6 in the quarter, 21 in the game, compared to 11 for Brush. So the Bee Diggers now midway through the third quarter, looking to stretch out a 7-point lead. Here comes Ryan Dunker.
Alfonso goes in, turnaround. A nice move, just didn't drop. Hit all sides of the rim.
Yeah, Chapin grabbed the rebound for Akron.
Alvarez has it up top, kicks it over to Gomez. In Chapin. Brush is in the zone right now. Urich with the steal.
Well, and that beautiful lob pass.
Over to Dunker.
Yeah, but he keeps it alive. Oh, what a pass. That, you see that no look there to Martinez, and he's found driving to the back. Let me tell you.
That went from the sideline to a left side of the lane.
And the Bead Digger defense has stiffened since they allowed that easy basket. Remember that no look, or that bounce pass Dunker threw for the layup, then they gave up the easy two. But since then, Akron has been neutralized on offense.
And going to that zone, I think, helped because it's packed it in, and Herder isn't getting his lanes in for his floater.
And Martinez missed the free throw off to the right, and Dunker's out, and
Donez comes in.
Yep. Wearing the goose egg. That's a uniform number.
Wasn't possible when I went to school.
No, yeah.
Martinez hits second. 41-33 with 3:27 to go in the third.
I think in baseball we had double zeros at one point, but not zero at all.
Chapin comes in off glass, misses. Herder's there for the rebound putback.
Well, that stops a nice run by the Bead Diggers. It's 41-35 Brush with 3:07 to go. Third quarter in Akron, and now a timeout. Full timeout brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. And check that, I'm sorry, brought to you by State Farm Insurance. When you're looking for someone to walk you through the insurance world, turn to the office of Greg Mullen and Brush. Home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. You give Greg Mullen a call at 842-4555. He sponsors all the Bead Digger timeouts. And, yeah, I don't think Tyrone Whipple wants this to get away from him because that was simply not having a man on that side for the box out. And
right.
You shouldn't allow that one. As bad of a miss as it was, you still have to have a box out there. And the Bead Diggers gave up an easy bucket. And it's plays like that that can establish momentum for the opposing team, which is why he wanted to put some clamps on that one and call the timeout.
Especially playing the zone, that backside rebound, with the shot on the baseline, you know that if there's going to be a rebound, it's going to be the other side of the rim, and you got to get somebody over there.
Bead Diggers will have some tournament play coming up. Our next game will be on Tuesday, December 12th, when the Bead Diggers take on the Bennett Tigers, boys and girls from Bennett, 5:30 and 7 o'clock, as Marcus Contreras will throw it in for Brush just beyond midcourt.
Gets it in Donez.
This is a key sequence here, Greg. Got a lot of players off the bench in this one.
Yeah. And Contreras gets a little easy bucket inside.
Well, that was a great feed from Eli Urich in the corner. The Bead Diggers are back up by 8.
Akron moving the ball. Their ball movement has slowed down a lot since the beginning of the game as well.
A ton.
Urich punches it out. Oh, nice steal. Good save by Saucedo.
Yeah, Saucedo was falling out of bounds. The Bead Diggers can go up by double digits.
Martinez, top of the key three, misses.
Boy, he didn't use enough legs there. Pulled up way short. Beautiful
break.
Wow, Chapin missed it from Alvarez, and now the Bead Diggers come up with a rebound. Again, they can go up by double digits, but that's an easy blown layup there for Akron.
Yeah, they definitely should have had that one. Akron's playing man, and
looks like Coach Whipple is spreading it out on a weave here, Greg.
Yeah, just a lot of ball movements a long ways out away from the basket.
Yeah, in the right corner, there's Donez with a three, but again, not enough legs.
Urich with the rebound, put back.
Yep.
Doesn't get it. Urich gets the rebound again.
Wow.
Inside of Contreras, great pass by Martinez.
And Contreras scores, and let me tell you, Akron looks tired now defensively.
They look very tired.
Were very slow there. Bead Diggers up by 10, 45-35.
They're very tired and very timid right now with all the foul trouble they're in. A shot from the baseline goes on the opposite side.
Yep, and Chapin knocked it out of bounds, so the Bee Diggers have it now up by 10 with 80 seconds to go. A minute 20 to go in the third quarter.
Gunnar Guzman's back in for Saucedo. Contreras has the ball up top to Guzman. Over to Urich. Nice cut by Guzman. He's Contreras. He stepped out of bounds.
That's the other thing. Sometimes when you're playing early in the season, you lose your place in the court.
Yeah, your court awareness, and this is a different gym with the open, with how open it is behind the basket.
Right.
Good feedback from Herder into McMillan for the easy basket.
Down to an 8-point game, 45-37 Brush with 47 seconds to go, third quarter. Boy, Donyan, strong grind to the basket, but poked out of bounds. Who's the newcomer in there for Brush?
Who's that?
Yeah, he might be on that roster.
Zach Rutherford?
23. I don't think that, no, it's 23. Yeah, I think Rutherford's another number anyway. We'll have to identify who that is. As Danya says the ball. Bee Diggers are just working around up by 8. 25 seconds to go in the third.
Yeah, nice passing game going here. And, doing this, you can lull Akron to sleep.
That's what usually happens. Then you get a layup on the back end. But right now, the Bee Diggers are spread out all across the perimeter with 8 seconds to go, looking for the final shot here in the third.
Sonya's drives, left hand, off the rim.
And Alvarez just hit the ceiling with that one from nearly midcourt. And that's the end of the third quarter.
Sean Randall was calling for a foul on that one.
Yeah, it is.
On a half-court shot.
We have played 3 quarters. It's Brush 45, Akron 37 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. All right, let's start the fourth quarter. Greg, the Bee Diggers lead by 8 over Akron, 45-37.
Got Chapin with the ball up top over to Alvarez. Gets the ball to Herder in the corner. Herder was cooled off a lot in that third quarter. Over out to McMillan, throws it into Lopez's stomach. And goes out to Alvarez. He loses it on the sideline. Pressured by Ryan Dunker.
The Bee Diggers triple teamed McMullen there down low. So they're gonna force Herder or Alvarez to hit those 3-pointers.
Yep, they gotta beat him from outside. Guzman's got the ball. Dunker's got it up top.
Remember, the Bee Diggers outscored Akron 19-8 in that quarter. Yep, and it looked like he turned it over.
Carried the ball.
Yep.
Akron's in a 1-2-2 zone, kind of threw him off a little bit, I think, too.
Chapin and Alvarez the other way for Akron, down by 8.
Okay.
Yeah, they just got to put a body on Herder. They can't let him shoot threes. He's their biggest 3-point threat. Alvarez has hit 1, but not as much.
Drake Miller's trying to post up pretty hard in the post down there. Uses big body.
Yeah, but he's being blown out there by Guzman and by Jose Camp, I should say.
Offensive foul there on Miller.
That's exactly what you referenced. He was trying to post him so much that he used his, looked like he used his left arm.
Yeah.
His forearm to try to draw him out of the way.
And we're in the bonus.
But that apply? Oh, well, I guess it's a way. Yeah, it's a way for the ball. It's not a player control foul.
Right.
So it is the 1-and-1 here. If that's a player control foul, it's a different story. But this will be the 1-and-1 as the Bee Diggers are looking to go up by as many as 10.
So we got Gunner at the line. It's the first.
Now they're up by 9. Let's see if we can give him double digits.
Misses that one off the back of the rim. McMillan the rebound, not to Herder. Herder brings it up, gets it. Akron's moving it around. This zone has really slowed them down, but they get into McMillan, getting pressured. And he gets fouled on the shot by Campa.
That's one of the few times the B-Diggers did not do a good job of denying the entry pass and of rebounding there,
right,
because he had his second shot, and that's it's a rare lapse for the B-Diggers, but they do have a 9-point lead with 6:43 to go, and McMullen at the line for two.
And he's way short. Hey, we're going to see a lot more of this with as tired as they're getting.
Well, that's why you got to use those legs. You got to bend those knees, and that time McMullen was a little bit flat-footed on that first free throw.
And he goes long on a second. Dunker in for the rebound. Pushes up the court. It's over Lopez.
I think the B-Diggers, it looks like they're going to use up some clock here. They've already taken up about 20 seconds on this possession.
Dunker drives in, draws the foul. And that's on Chapin. That's his fourth.
If you notice, Dunker and Lopez have very similar moves, using that left side of their body to draw contact from the defender.
And they're protecting the ball, too, and Dunker hits the first.
And the B-Diggers have their biggest lead of the night. It's 47-37 with 6:22 in the game. For a new windshield, Smart Parts has got it for you, $375. Germany fronted Trojan Sterling, and the second free throw is good. It's all about the defense now for the B-Diggers, up by 11.
Akron's moving it. Ooh, one slip. Gomez went up. McMillan gets the rebound on the backside and is fouled. And the basket goes. Fouled by Lopez. So they'll get one here.
Well, again, the last two times, McMullen's gotten loose. They got to put a body on him, because if he gets going inside, that's going to open up the outside, and that free throw is off the back of the rim. So the B-Diggers still up by 3 possessions, up by 9 with 6 minutes to go in the game.
We got Lopez with it up top. Akron went back to man-to-man. Dunker for 3 from the wing. Gunnar Guzman with a good rebound over McMillan. Out to Dunker in the corner. Get some ball movement here. Gunnar inside. Takes it up against McMillan. Doesn't go off the back of the rim.
Yeah, he's got to use
Alvarez with the rebound.
Well, let me tell you, Salcedo got lucky. That was not a foul called on him, because he met Alvarez body to body there, but he knocked the ball out of bounds. Yeah, if Gunnar goes backboard there, he's got a 10 times better shot of making that shot.
Yep. I don't think Salcedo wants to go against Alvarez like that again.
Looked like Campa committed that foul, and that pass towards Chapin, 17 foul, 1-and-1 situation. And for Campa, that's his third. That'll summon in Alfonso Salcedo into the game.
So we're in the 1-and-1 now, both ways.
Five and a half to go in the game. Approaching the top of the hour. This is 10-10 KSIR. Brush, Fort Morgan, Weldona.
Chapin its first.
And the lead is down to 8 for Brush. I hate to use the cliche, but the game is far from over.
It's been a game of run so far, so.
Well, the B-Diggers can just score the next, 6 out of the next 8 or something like that over the next 2 minutes. I think they put this away because their defense has been phenomenal.
Ben Brown for 3 from the wing. Looked like his free throw didn't hit anything either.
Yeah, well, again, I don't see a lot of legs into that shot.
No.
Or extension. You got to extend as well and follow through.
And Akron isn't in a hurry to put pressure on them. They could take as much time as they want without a shot clock. Chapin behind his back. Pulls up from free throw line, hits the bucket there.
Off the glass. Down to a 6-point game. The B-Diggers were up by double digits moments ago. 48-42. Let's see if Dunker and the others can take control here as we're down to 4:45 to go in the game.
Alfonso goes in. And Brown called a double dribble on himself. Kind of gave up, and then the ref finally called it.
I got to tell you, Greg, these look like two teams that are really gassed or maybe even out of shape a little bit. It's too early in the season.
Yeah, they're Ryan Dunker's going after the loose ball, gets it in the corner, pulls up for three, a short, gets the rebound, dishes to Gunnar Guzman. Gunner's short on the little gimme.
That's it. Dunker just made two incredible athletic plays there, but it didn't pay off for Brush.
No.
And a nice job of Salcedo getting back, and now he's got Dunker wide open on the baseball pass.
Draws a foul, misses the layup.
Is it me, or has the game gotten sloppy?
It's gotten very sloppy.
Yeah. But again, it's late November, early December type of basketball.
Yep. That is 4 on Herder as well. How many guys they have with 4 fouls?
Let's see. How many with 4? They got a bunch of Hodinger's got 4.
He's out with 5.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Well, just Herder and Chapin have 4. Well, Dunker's free throw shooting has really picked up here. He makes another one, and that's big. The B-Days have a 3-possession lead up by 7 with 4:08 to go in the game. 49-42.
Dunker makes second. And we got a timeout here. Full timeout called by Brush.
All right, timeout is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. When you're looking for someone to walk you through the insurance world, turn to the office of Greg Moen and Brush, Home Auto Life and Health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Moen a call, 842-4555. Again, the Bee Diggers, by the time we do our next game on December the 12th, they'll have played some tournament action. But, you know what, the first game is always important, not only because it's the first game, you just want to learn how to win. You know, it's amazing how you lose the first and maybe the second game.
And it becomes a habit.
It becomes a habit. You start doubting yourself. All of a sudden, your neck and your throat get a little bit tired, stiff. You feel like you're not yourself when you take the basketball floor. But now the Bee Diggers have got a solid core out there. Dunker, Guzman, 2 Salcedos, and Ben Brown up 50-42.
You know, Brush is at a point right now where offensively, Akron isn't coming out and pressuring them. That they can sit back and run their weave, they can move the ball and eat some time off the clock.
Let's see how long it takes for Akron to get to 50 here, since the Bee Diggers have 50, even if they even get to 50.
Well, they're pressuring full court. They get a steal. They're Ryan Dunker. Help from Ben Brown. Gunnar Guzman with the baseline shot, no. And they call it a jump ball or a foul on this.
Well, but you know what, you're seeing a lot here in the fourth quarter, a lot of shots on both sides coming up short. And when they come up short, again, an indication that the legs aren't there, the extension's not there. And the Bee Diggers had 2 opportunities to go back up by 10. And that foul committed by Alfonso Salcedo and Drake Miller to the line. Now, it's still a 1-and-1 situation, only the 18th foul. But if he drills 2 of these, we're down to a 2-possession game.
Well, with the way that Brush has been rotating players, then they should be pretty fresh.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, they have more depth, but the free throw is missed, and Salcedo grabs the rebound. So, Greg, they grabbed that rebound with 3:54 to go. Let's see how much time they take off the clock here.
They got the ball up top. Gunnar Guzman's got it over the wing. And Dunker shoots the 3 off the back of the rim. Rebound Chapin from Akron.
And that they only held it for 15 seconds. And now Herder has it stripped away by Salcedo. There's a 3-on-1.
Dunker takes it in. Gets fouled by Chapin.
Dunker does have an excellent move, that fake pass, but a lot of times the defender will not bite. The defender did not bite there. But unfortunately for Akron, the defender was not stationary. So it was a defensive foul. But you know what? If he dishes that off, it's an easy layup.
Layup.
But again, he's thinking that the defender's going to go for the pass instead of the block.
And that is the 5th foul on Chapin, so got 2 of them that fouled out so far.
So that's Gomez here coming back in with an 8-point lead, and Akron takes a timeout. Let's take it with them. 3:25 to go in the game with a score. Brush 50, Akron 42 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Ryan Dunker will go to the line. The double bonus situation, it doesn't matter anyways, a shooting foul. With the Beat Diggers leading 50-42, 3:25 to go in Akron. John Beltran with Greg Gatto and Matt Jarrell, and the free throw is in. Now a 9-point lead. Man, they've taken a lot of free throws here in this fourth quarter alone, especially Dunker. He makes another one, Greg. It's a 10-point lead.
And they're sticking with the full court pressure. And Brown almost got the steal there. Pretty ill-advised pass across the lane. Turnover for Akron. Cito gets it and turns it back over. Herder gets that one.
Well, I mean,
and then he fouls him.
Yeah, but that was horrendous. I know Salcedo's a talented player, but he had numbers there, and he held onto the ball way too long.
Yep.
Get rid of that ball. He had unders. It would have been an easy shot. But he held that ball. He dribbled that ball for way, way too long, and committing the foul to boot, and it stops the clock, and now it's a 19th foul. And they've got a very good free throw shooter and Herder at the line for the Rams.
And he comes out, and Adrian Lopez comes back in for him. Like his move with getting another guard in, just more ball control.
Well, that's what you need at this point of the game with a lead, like you mentioned, and the free throw is in by Herder. It's down to a 9-point lead for Brush.
He makes the second one, too. 3:05 to go in the game. 8-point lead. McMillan gets called for a reaching foul.
Well, this is going to turn into a free throw shooting contest. I think we've seen this many times. I wish it wouldn't turn into this early in the game because, I mean, we still have 3 minutes to go. 3:04.
Yeah, it's the back of the iron. That could go on for quite a while if this is the case.
But that's going to happen. They're going to keep fouling if Brush doesn't make the free throws.
Lane violation. Free throw in, but it doesn't count.
Well, that's why I mentioned how long, was the violation on Akron then?
I crossed over the three-point line before, but he made the free throw.
But he's taking another one here.
And misses that. Dunker with the rebound, throws it back in, trying to get off an Akron player. It doesn't go. Herder's got it, the ball, bringing it up. Gets it to Gomez on the flip. Gomez gets the easy bucket there.
I'd say Herder got lucky there. He had two guys open when he was at midcourt. Nearly lost control of the ball. And again, it's emblematic of what we've seen here over the last couple of minutes. Not very crisp basketball, but the Beat Diggers, after the Akron timeout, still lead by 6 now. 52-46.
Still a lot of time in this game, too.
Yeah, that's the issue. First National Bank in Fleming. Bank your financial needs with a Logan County home-owned bank since 1917. First National Bank in Fleming. Member FDIC. Well, it'll be Brush basketball, but unable to put this team away. They really had a shot to put them away a couple of minutes ago, but they're going to try to do it now with 2:51 to go in the game. And you know that I think they're going to foul anybody other than Ryan Dunker.
Well, they switched to a 1-3-1 with looking for the half-court trap. They're going to be trapping anybody. I'm not sure what to do now, so Brush can just move the ball and see if they get lost here. Got to get it out of the corners. Gets it inside Dunker. Nice pass. Goes to Ben Brown and back out to Dunker. Brush moving the ball really nice here.
Yeah, they've held the ball for 30 seconds out of the timeout.
Dunker brings it in. Let's see. Nothing there.
Oh, what?
Backdoor cut by Lopez. Cito with a great pass.
Oh, that was phenomenal. Well, what did you say earlier, Greg? You can lull a defense to sleep, and that's what they did there.
That was exactly it.
54-46 Brush, and there's a steal by Lopez with Alvarez to beat.
Try and get too fancy and leave it for Ben Brown. And
yeah, Akron knocked it out of bounds. He tried the behind-the-back no-look pass to Ben Brown. Yeah, I think he would have stuck with a fundamental pass. It would have been an easy layup.
Yep.
But luckily, the B-Diggers got a break because the Rams couldn't control the ball.
Aceto inbounding, going right to Dunker. Got 150 left.
He wasn't going to take that three. He was just hinting at it. Yeah, I don't think Brush is going to attempt a shot any time in the next 10 seconds.
So Brush going to stall. Well, Ben Brown decides he'll take it and go up for two.
Well, they gave him the lane, and it was only a little 3-foot hook. And Salcedo with a steal.
Gets to the Lopez. Lopez goes in strong. Dishes to Dunker. Dunker misses the layup.
B-Diggers are up by 10 with 1:22 to go. That's a block by Martinez, but McMullen has it, and he scores off the glass. So now Akron calls another timeout. It's an 8-point game. But again, that's a 4-point swing there. Lopez drives and makes that one off the steal, or even Salcedo at that point.
And they're able to get back defensively, stop it on the other end.
Yeah, now they're going to foul here. They're going to foul at some point. Again, the timeout called by Sean Randall. I got to imagine Akron is almost out of timeouts. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you to the car truck of your choice, serving all of Northeast Colorado. Ehrlich Toyota East.
Well, Brush has to know that they're going to come out and foul him. 1:15 left, an 8-point game. Akron doesn't have the guards or the speed to pull off full court press, so they're going to stick to that 1-3-1 half-court trap.
Yeah, and you have two terrific ball handlers for Brush and Dunker and Lopez, even though Daniels has the ball right now, and now it's the Dunker in the front court.
Lopez is in the middle, triple team over to Dunker. Saucedo has it on the wing, kicks it over the other corner. Martinez shoots the three, pretty ill-advised.
Well, that's a great rebound there by Lopez off the deflection. 51 seconds to go, yep.
One-handed pass gets stolen. Dunker steals it back. Takes it in towards the basket, brings it back out to Lopez. Lopez back to Dunker in the corner. Donia's cut, misses the layup. Pressure on the ball.
No, don't foul him in the backcourt. That's a silly foul. That's a double bonus. I don't know. I mean, you miss a layup, that's one thing, but you can't foul him in the backcourt like that.
No. 31 seconds, 8-point lead. Just get back and play defense.
Well, because if he makes these, we're down to a 2-possession game again. The B-Diggers with opportunities to put this game away. They're going to win this game. But they're keeping Akron right in it, and that free throw is good. It's down to a 7-point lead. When Akron's got two players, very young players, it looks like, that they're putting into the game that are in there only to commit fouls. Those kids got to be freshmen.
Yeah. I'm here trying to find them on the roster.
Bryson Wooldridge is in for Brush for the first time, a junior, with a Randy Johnson haircut.
Herder hits the second one, 6-point game.
And they've gotten to 50 points.
They've gone small man-to-man. Dunker brings it down the middle of the court, leaves it for Saucedo or Martinez.
I'm surprised they haven't fouled. I mean, now the game's definitely over.
Yep, Martinez has it up top. Saucedo on the wing. Goes across court to Forridge. Shoots a three from the corner, 8 seconds.
Yeah, don't even touch him.
Herder with three, doesn't go. Forridge keeps it in bounds, and that is the ball game.
All right, the final score tonight. Brush 56, Akron 50. Let's take a timeout on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com. John Beltran back here along with Greg Gatto and Matt Jarrell as the B-Diggers defeat the Akron Rams 56-50. B-Digger post-game shows brought to you by Mr. D's Farm and Home Center, your headquarters for all your home, farm, and ranch supplies, from plumbing to feed, with 3 locations to serve you: Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan. That's Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center. The Bee Diggers defeat the Akron Rams 56-50. Let's bring in the head coach of the Bee Diggers, Tyrone Whipple. Coach, you mentioned at the outset of the game, if we could put the ball in the hole. And, in fact, I'm sure there had to be a little bit of frustration down the stretch when you had layups that were missed. You could have won this game by 14, 15 points. However, we were looking at about the 4-minute mark. You were up 50-42, and we were saying, let's see how long it takes for Akron to get to 50, if they even do. They didn't get to 50 till the game was almost over. So, essentially, I'm sure you'd think that the defense won this game because you were coming up with steals and very efficient defensively, just coming up with all the plays in the backcourt, setting up some buckets and setting up more than could have been buckets.
Yeah, we made some adjustments at halftime. I noticed that they didn't handle the ball very well, so I said we're gonna pressure a little bit. We're gonna go full court, and we're gonna pressure a little bit. And I told the guys we got to attack the basket. We got to be aggressive. I said that this is a hard venue to shoot in because of the depth perception, because of how wide open it is. So I told the guys, we got to look to attack the basket. Can we be aggressive? I said, then when we get up, I said, we're going to pull it out. We'll swing it. We'll run our motion offense and make them come to us and then attack the basket. I was pleased with how we faced adversity and turned it around. Being down in the first half and then crawling back into the game, even though we didn't shoot as well. And you're right, even with the layups we missed in the first half. I mean, open layups, we got to make our bunnies. I bet you we missed about 25 points in bunnies tonight.
How would you characterize ball movement then? Because there were several times in the game that it was maybe slow at the beginning, only 9 points for each team in the opening quarter, but all of a sudden you got the motor running later on.
Yeah, and they did. And I thought, later on, as soon as we made the adjustments and got, told them a little bit about poise under pressure, and they started to move the ball better. But like I told them, hey, guys, when we had that last time out, I said the game's called basketball. That means the ball's got to go in the hole for us to be successful.
Let me tell you, and we know that Ryan Dunker and Adrian Lopez do a great job of using their body, the left side of their body. They do a lot of fouls. Do you have a number in mind how many free throw attempts? Because you got, 14 in the first half, and I'm guessing that by the end of the game you had 28 some odd free throw attempts.
Yeah, I want infinity, John. When we can, when we can make free throws, that means we're attacking the basket and we're doing the right things if we're getting people to foul us. And like I told them, I said, guys, remember last year, okay, we took these guys for granted, and I told they're scrappy, to their farm kids, they're junkyard dogs. I said they're going to come out and do anything they can to win a ball game, even if the odds are against them. They have nothing to lose.
What about your conditioning now? Because you brought in a lot of players in this game, and you'll be playing a tournament here shortly, and then you've got the game against Bennett on December the 12th. But when you're playing a few games in a short period of time, boy, you really do have to clear that bench quite a bit. So you should, I'm sure your goal is to be fresher than every other team you play by the time you get to the fourth quarter, which was certainly the case tonight.
Yeah, and I'm comfortable with anybody who comes out on the floor in those rotations. And as you see, we came down to the end. I put guys in who shot better free throws, and we're going to be more aggressive and step into the passing lanes, and they did exactly that and get deflections. I told them if we can get 20 deflections a game, there's not many ball games we'll lose.
Is that the strength of this team, you would say, right now, is your defense and the way you can force turnovers? Because, the offense might be a work in progress throughout the course of the season. Doesn't mean it won't be successful, but, we saw it last year and this year with plenty of talent. But, again, that's the part of the game that's very difficult to be consistent at.
Yeah, and it is. But that is our cornerstone, our defense. And now we've just got to slowly but surely, tweak that offense, and we got to make a couple outside shots. And then I think we'll be fine going down the stretch if we play basketball the way we did tonight.
Tyrone, congratulations on winning the opener tonight.
Thank you, sir.
That's Brushhead basketball coach Tyrone Whipple. The Beat Diggers defeat the Akron Rams by a score of 56-50, closing it strong. They were down by 8 points in this game late in the second quarter, but Greg, like the coach talked about, man, they got a lot of hands on basketballs, forced some turnovers, and we saw some nice passing there, working that weave in the final 4 or 5 minutes of the game to keep the ball away from Akron.
Yeah, the end was exactly what it needed to be. Them moving the ball, and they definitely came out and showed that they were starting to get into it and finish the game out the way that they should.
Well, let's look at the numbers here. Matt did a terrific job here with the stats. which means I'm fired. Anyway, the Beat Diggers in the second half, 11 out of 14. They were 19 out of 28 from the line in this game. Not great, but much better in the second half, where Akron was really limited. They were 10 out of 18 in the game, so not as many free throw attempts, and they shot barely over 50%. But the Beat Diggers tonight did get 15 points from Ryan Dunker. That's your leader there, and they got 10 from Adrian Lopez. If those two guys are your leading scorers, Greg, usually you would think you're going to be in the win column, especially given the defense they played tonight.
Yeah, defensively they played hard, and I think the thing that helped them was dropping back into that zone and kind of got them going and refocused, and was really the thing that changed the game for them.
As Coach Whipple said, adjustments, and they were made there. Armando Salcedo had 6 in the game, 5 for Jose Campa, 4 points for Marcus Contreras, and then you had 3 points in the game from Roberto Martinez and Ben Brown, 2 points by Eli Urick, and a free throw for Gunnar Guzman. And meanwhile, for Akron, 17 points from Isaiah Herder, 12 from Dawson McMillan, but everybody else was limited. Only 7 points for Jaden Hodinger, 5 for Gabe Chapin, 3 for Raul Alvarez, and Tim Gomez had 2. 33 turnovers for Akron, 17 for Brush. The girls' game was a 19 turnover separation, 31-12, so really don't need to expand upon that. That's pretty much a given right there. And the Beat Diggers were out-rebounded 35-25, but again, they made up for it with the turnovers that they forced in this particular game. The Beat Diggers get the job done. Again, they'll have some tournament play coming up, and then our next game will be on Tuesday, December 12th, a doubleheader against the Bennett Tigers in Bennett starting at 5:30, and then with a second game there in Bennett at 7 o'clock. Outstanding job. We had some trouble getting on the air tonight, but it was all worked out in the end by our sound engineer and producer, Rose Condas, for Matt Gerald and Greg Gatto. I'm John Beltran. The final scores tonight. The Brush girls win over Akron 62-24, and the Brush boys win 56-50 right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.